Yeah, I wanted to get in and vote. I was going to say everybody should get a sensor because what I like about it is information. I think information is powerful. I think a part of the pandemic, one thing we've learned is information, timely information to help drive better decisions. So my vote would be for everybody to have a sensor. But thing we're talking about here is the insurance side of it. And what I wanted to do is just have a screenshot of what are likely the most restrictive when it comes to CGMs. There's 6 criteria that Medicare are going to require. And Dr. B, you hit on it as far as your expectation for usage for sensors relies on the frequency of testing as well as the insulin injection. So Medicare has some limitations. Now, fortunately, the doctor through the prescription attests to all of these. So from a patient standpoint, it's easy. The doctor has given you your prescription and you're kind of ready to go. There isn't any other type of authorization to go with it. So Medicare is going to be the 6 criteria, but it's easier that the doctor can attest to it. When you look at a Medicaid level is generally going to follow the Medicare, but here in Iowa, they actually have some additional criteria, and that criteria is a challenge. It's documentation for a period of time of those sugar logs. And I think, we talked about earlier some of those challenges for testing. That's what happens when we look at Medicaid coverage, is ensuring that the patients have those logs. So that's one thing to consider if you do have a Medicaid component. Then you go up to the commercial or private insurance. And really at that level, a lot of times the prior authorization or all the information isn't necessarily required to get the equipment. So we can navigate a little bit faster. Now, listen, there's a lot of nuances when it comes to commercial. There's even nuances within a privatized Medicaid world that we're in here in Iowa. But the idea is that generally Medicare is going to be the most criteria that you'll have to meet. So that's why I thought it was important that the audience be aware of that 6 criteria, but mostly just understand it's going to be that frequency of testing. The more you're testing, the more you're needing for insulin injections a day, the likelier candidate that you are for CGMs. And I think the other thing we talked about is I love the participation from your group because it gives us a sense of after I leave the clinic or the health care facility or the care of Dr. B, we try to be diabetic equipment and supplies. We try to be that strong bridge with that continuity of care, that patient-centric care from clinic to home to everyday life, because it is not easy. And getting your supplies quickly and accurately, and more importantly, on time. We kind of talked about some of those limitations that we have within the insurance industry and coverages. That's kind of where we come in because we're experts. So we know automatically, what's happening, what's out there. We're going to talk about some of the therapies and equipment that are available today. And tomorrow, there's going to be even more as well as alternatives. So it's a great time to, I guess, take the leap into relying on the CGMs because of that beautiful thing called information that helps drive our better decisions.